Hello, viewers. You're welcome to Betong Show. Today, we are going to have an exciting panelist conversation, about building a personal brand and business on LinkedIn. Today, I have amazing guests, experts in this area, people who have been, in this LinkedIn platform for a long time and have had success, building their personal brand and connecting with people. So today, basically, we are going to be talking on branding. Um, Yourself on LinkedIn, profiling, and some tips when you connect with someone on LinkedIn. If say you don't know, LinkedIn is one of the most popular B2B platform out there for anyone who want to start a business, and also for professionals who want to involve in the corporate world. So really, today's conversation is going to be something you want to pay attention to if say you want to build a business online, with LinkedIn. So I'm going to introduce the panelists for today. We have Javnyuy Joybert. Joybert is a business productivity speaker, a trainer, a consultant, and a social entrepreneur. He's doing a lot in around across Africa, traveling from one African country to another. Have different awards that he has achieved based on his like activities, helping entrepreneurs, helping young people to grow. You're welcome, Joybert, to this program.
Thank you so much.
On the social media and you really want to be successful, then you have to write some content. And talking with someone who is specialist in marketing and content, then I think you're gonna have a broader perspective on how to go about navigating your LinkedIn, building your LinkedIn business. So, Catherine, you're welcome to this program.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining in. I'm Catherine, and I'm very excited to be part of the show tonight.
Wow, I'm happy to have you guys here today. I know you guys are busy. You are busy with your own schedule and taking this time off of your busy schedule to share your experience, with my viewers. I think it's something we should appreciate, you know, based on your busy schedule. So, um, Joybert, let's begin with the lady. Let's just have a lady share with us, like when she first heard of LinkedIn, you know, yeah, when you first heard of LinkedIn, joining LinkedIn for the first time,
Mhm.
yeah, what impression did you get?
To be honest, as somebody who's used social media and works with social media, I was intimidated by it at first because you always have this big picture about it that you have to show a certain image and like you have to be this and that and so many different things. But then I think it's just overcomplicated. In the end, I feel the best way to get results is to be yourself, but also know what are the right tools to use while you are being yourself. Usually, that's the best way to always get connections. Join everything, be part of different networking challenges that are on LinkedIn. Connect with people. I know many people might feel uncomfortable with just connecting all the time, but it's not just randomly spamming the connect button. If you connect with somebody, drop them a message, get to know what they do at work, learn more about them, see if you can offer them some services. Just get to know people the same way you would do with your Facebook or your Instagram.
Yeah, I agree with you. What do you think, Joybert?
Yeah, absolutely. As Catherine said, sometimes when people join in LinkedIn, they have this big picture, and many a times I've heard people say they feel intimidated being on
Mm,
LinkedIn because they see a lot of huge profiles, and it works for some people. But I always say that it's all about the value you can bring to the table. Everybody cannot bring in the same level of value, and it's all about you understanding your uniqueness, your skill set, and what you're also looking for on LinkedIn. And then it's not about comparing or looking at what others are doing. Everybody has value to bring in, and that leads to that's where collaboration comes in, because if everybody is big up there, there will be no collaboration.
I agree.
So the question now is why is LinkedIn really important for someone who is into business? Why should they be on LinkedIn?
Why should somebody be on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Okay, so have you heard of this thing that happened a year ago? Not a year ago, even longer. Coronavirus. So I feel like the pandemic, I'm not saying that LinkedIn was different before the pandemic, but I see given the pandemic, we don't have the same reach we used to have before the pandemic. We can't be on our feet all the time, running behind job applications, doing all that groundwork. We have to rely on our online presence. For example, my current job, I have received it through LinkedIn, being active, and I'd received like multiple other job opportunities through LinkedIn as well. And I think in the pandemic time, at least we need to be more active on social media, especially LinkedIn. But in general, I think it's a great way for you to also let your future employer know. For example, I know many people um, once you might be on a job application, they're obviously going to go to your LinkedIn first.
Yeah.
And they're going to see your activity. They're going to see what you've been doing. Is this person have the same energy we want in our company? So just reading an application can be too plain, you know? You just look at it. Every application looks the same. Everyone has the same like things written down. But I think a LinkedIn is where you have the opportunity to stand out and sort of
Absolutely.
let people personalize you and put a
Yeah.
face to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally agree. It's a place whereby people get to see you beyond the formal structure of your resume or
Mm,
your cover letter, because they get to see who you interact with, what you say. Uh,
hmm.
um, when you're not in a too formal setting, what you
Yeah.
value, the kind of personal attitude that you
Hmm.
communicate and all of that. There's a lot of saying now that recruit beyond skills. You can always train somebody to with the skills that you want, but there are certain
Hmm.
attitudes and values that you don't train into somebody. You need to you, you grow with it. Your experiences, what you've gone through, build these things into you. And sometimes the best place to see these things is how you interact with other human beings in a social media platform like LinkedIn. What you say, what excites you, and all of that.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. It's tricky. LinkedIn is not the same like Facebook,
Hmm.
Instagram. That you go do whatever thing you want to do there. It's more of people who want to like who are really into something specific. Like they don't want to do all this chick chat stuff. If say
Yeah.
you are connecting with someone, it's the person like really wants to know why you connect with them, how you
Yeah,
you found them, like people are really curious why you get to them. So um connecting with someone who like someone who recently joined LinkedIn for the first time, and maybe they are,
Hmm.
they are nervous, or they don't really know how to initiate a conversation. What tips will you give to them, like to go around this um attitude?
Yeah. And one more thing also to remember is to be very also careful on LinkedIn and kind of like know what things are spam, what things you might need to approach, what things you should just let it be, for example, and always like assessing the people you connect with as well.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, Joybert, you are like, I know you talk to you have like, I mean, uncountable students. You have impact thousands of people. When you approach these people, like, in terms of them connecting with potential partners, how do you relate to them, or how do you communicate with them, or what challenges did you kind of like encounter with them when you talk about LinkedIn?
Well, I think LinkedIn in this part of the world is not as popular as Facebook and Instagram, and it is very common that if you go to a university class in Cameroon and many other African countries, and you ask how many of you know about LinkedIn, don't be surprised to see just 15% to 20% of the students know about that. And so you need the first challenge is that awareness or understanding the platform, and you need to educate them on the platform. And secondly, you need to start teaching them on how different LinkedIn is from Facebook. You know, I always say that you may need to take few days to create a good profile on LinkedIn, and you can take 2 hours to create a profile
I think
and
we
and, and, and and help them understand that. Yeah. So the challenge is the popularity, and also it's not a. I always say LinkedIn is not a big compound like
Mhm.
Facebook. It's it is kind of segmented, to people
Yeah.
who know what they want or who are
Mhm.
going into a particular challenge. That's why sometimes you see people who, like job seekers, who come on LinkedIn and they have not gone through proper coaching or advice. You see a lot of confusion in their profile or how they try to project themselves. But if they have that awareness or that coaching, they will understand. Okay, this is the kind of platform where there are company owners, there are supervisors, there are recruitment officers, there are uh, uh, um, different types of people that if I structure my profile this way and approach people this way, I will be able to make the best out of the platform.
wow, wow, wow. Catherine,
Very
what
well
do you
said.
think?
I very much agree with you. My home country is India. And I do notice that we don't have such a strong presence there in LinkedIn as well. We might have a presence to some level, but I don't think people are actively using it to the full potential, in my opinion. I think it can be used even more, utilize it, help us build our community, help us like teach each other. Because I feel like during this pandemic, I learned a lot just from LinkedIn. People were sharing ideas, podcasts, this, that, just different things to learn that might be useful for you in your job.
Mhm. Absolutely.
So well, like if say I listen to you guys, it's like what you're actually saying is now is the time for these guys to like get involved or get started with LinkedIn, because it's kind
Hmm.
of like if say right now it's not really the thing in that country or in India or in Cameroon now or in most
Hmm.
African countries, and I think it is something that in the future is going to be a big thing. Like people are
Definitely.
going to be really going to LinkedIn to want to like to get real professionals to do business
Mhm.
with.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So why is branding so important? Why is branding so important, Catherine?
Branding?
Yeah.
Um, it's important because I know that we are all different kinds of people. Some of us are extroverts. It comes naturally to us to like be more open and get it out. But some people can be introverts. It can be harder. But when it comes to a social platform like LinkedIn, you need to find some kind of brand image for yourself so you're able to represent yourself in a unique skill set. And to do that, just think of yourself as a product. It kind of sounds a little bit crude, but that's what you're doing on LinkedIn. Your talents are the product,
Yeah.
your talents and the skills you offer. So you can't sugarcoat it and just so what people want to see, but you have to remember to be your true self while also using important tools to make your voice heard. For
Mhm.
example, it's a crowded area. You want someone to hear you. What do? You don't just keep screaming till your throat is dry. You get a speakerphone, and then you get some other tools so people will see you. You might have a banner. You might have a speakerphone, and then that's where people can hear you. People can see you, and when people can hear you and see you, you can tell them what you're capable of, and you can
Mhm.
show them
Uh,
what you're made of.
what do you think, Joybert?
Absolutely. Well, we are in a setting whereby branding is a currency right now, and if you don't command a certain level of reputation and credibility around what you do, it will be a big challenge for you to get the attention of the right stakeholders that can help you. Whether you're a job seeker, you're in the corporate world, you're an entrepreneur, people desire to work with people that, I always say something, platforms look for platforms,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to be part of somebody who will only drain the energy. People like to go where there is more energy. And when you have that brand, that reputation, that credibility, you are able to contribute the value and you're also able to get value back. You see, so and as I was talking to somebody today, I was telling them that branding is beyond taking good photo shots and having good flyers, because that's one thing that is happening right now. It's I want to build my brand. You say, okay, let me go take a photo shoot Let me go do some flyers and project my products. Yes, that's just a moving part. That's just a part of branding. Branding takes a whole lot more, and it's very important to pay attention to that. The credibility, the reputation, the commands that you have as a
Definitely.
key stakeholder in your industry. It's very important. As Catherine said, is we're in the most noisiest business environment right now. So it takes a lot of strategic branding for you to be able to stand out and communicate what you have.
Hmm.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like at times you have to rebrand yourself so many times. Like I remember
Absolutely.
I've rebrand. I can't. I uncountable times that I've rebrand myself on LinkedIn. And always I have to reflect back. Okay, what best describe me? What best describe what I'm all about? What I can do
Mm,
efficiently. So because it's
yeah.
not all about you putting titles there. It's about what you can deliver. If say
Hmm.
someone like reach out to you, or now and then I see people reaching out to me. I want to build a business. Like I want to use LinkedIn effectively. How do I go about it? And first thing that comes to my mind, like, what can you do, or what are you all about?
Yeah.
So that I think is something. Like I think it's one of the most important aspect of building a business, or profiling your account on LinkedIn. I think
Yeah.
branding is one of the most essential, you
Hmm.
know, part of the
Yeah.
platform.
Absolutely. How you profile yourself is already part of their brand. So if you have a wrong profile or you have not structured your profile well, you will not, it automatically affects the kind of brand that you command on LinkedIn. And
Hmm.
definitely, you build your brand on a platform like LinkedIn depending on what you want and what you want to communicate. That's
Hmm.
why if you go through LinkedIn, you'll see brands of job seekers, or people who are transitioning from one industry to another, and all of that. I have my own brand that I portray on LinkedIn. And if you look at your LinkedIn community and your Facebook community and your Instagram community, you will see that you have different brands on these platforms
Yeah.
depending on what you want from that platform. On Facebook, I mainly just sell a lot. On LinkedIn, I provide strategic consulting mainly for people who are out there and want to penetrate Africa with businesses. That's what I put petrol on LinkedIn. But you may never see that on my Facebook page, because Facebook you see just my friends and those in my community, in my church. I always say, yeah, Facebook are mostly those that you have grown up with, schoolmates, guys from church, and those that you know. But LinkedIn is a whole incredible market that anybody from anywhere can reach out to you and ask for advice or propose a business. The one thing I love about LinkedIn is that part where you can go check and see how many people set your profile, where they
Hmm.
work, and from which country. When you're able to look at that, you're able to see the power of LinkedIn, and it also helps you to know how to update or re-strategize your brand. Oh, guys many of these people are from this particular section of the world, from Europe, from America. Is what they're looking at, and you can also check the kind of messages that they're inboxing you. You're able to understand how your profile or your branding can be portrayed better, which makes you a better person to serve.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, that is like you mentioned like Facebook, um Instagram and LinkedIn differently. So how do you share your stuff on LinkedIn? Like what do you think, or what comes in your mind, based on your experience when you share stuff on LinkedIn? What actually is in your mind? Are you kind of like trying to impact someone, or are you like, is this a particular way of doing it? Graduate.
So what I did is I was unemployed for some time. So what I did was I knew I had to start somewhere, but I didn't know where to start. So first I started spending a few hours every day just on my computer on LinkedIn, finding different ways to improve myself, finding what I want out of LinkedIn and what I can offer LinkedIn, or what I can offer my connections and what LinkedIn can offer me. And when I started thinking more and more, I learned that I want to make a small difference. I want to be honest. I want to share my experiences with job hunt, and I want to help and motivate people who are going through the same situations.
Absolutely.
And I want to help others find a job as well. and I'd like to learn from others how they got a job and sort of just help everybody there because given Corona, I think it's affected many of us financially, work related, and I think everyone needs some kind of help right now. And I just want to build a proper community.
Wow. What about you, Joybert?
Um, as I said, for me, LinkedIn is from the way I use LinkedIn more is it's more of collaboration and exchange of expertise, and especially more of any business person, any company, anybody in the diaspora who wants to penetrate Africa. I am in Africa. I understand the market in Africa. I have 10 years of consulting experience and business trading across Africa. That is the biggest thing I think I can supply on LinkedIn. When it comes to, I have never had kind of, let me say, uh, um, a consulting client in that from LinkedIn from another continent like Europe and America. But I've had people from Europe and America who want to do research in Africa and penetrate Africa and move. So again, it's all about understanding the platform, understanding what is when you understand the mission of LinkedIn as an institution and understand the mission of Facebook as an institution, these two can actually help you to really understand how to position yourself in these two institutions and make the best out of it. And that's why one of the most important things I think that can enable anybody to build a good brand on any platform is for you to understand what do I have to exchange as value and how can this platform amplify the value I have based on the
Well
kind of
said.
people that this platform can attract.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. Like with LinkedIn, I've realized, I'm like with me, I'm more into kind of like trying to create value for my network. So I'm always trying to look for someone, what they're doing, like what can I do to kind of like portray them, like what they are doing, like to kind of like shout outs or to maybe to do something that will add value to what they are already doing. And
Mhm.
like I think this is also part of like what I am all about. In terms of networking, I brand myself as someone who want to connect people with people, or someone
Yeah,
who want to connect people with businesses, and like doing a program like this, you are already connected with Catherine somehow. I think
absolutely.
yeah, like there's already a connection. From this program, and I think through the flyer also the post on LinkedIn, Catherine and you can become friends. And if say Catherine heard of someone want to go to Africa, boom, Joybert is
Yes.
there. Like so
But
I look at this as I look at connecting people, not like I don't look at like I look at more in the long run, like what can happen, because people
mhm,
we are social animals. We go to places, we meet people, we our ears are always always up to listen to what people have to say, and we always turn to want to help people when we realize they are stuck
Yeah,
somewhere and they need someone to help them.
definitely.
So I see this as
Like,
a way out.
mhm.
yeah, so you basically see this is also like a sustainable way to like make an impact. Not something to do right now and leave, but something that stays sustainable way to make a change, help
Mhm.
people out. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I guess so. So now let's look at someone who. Okay, let me just go to the Jebet. Jebet, you have over 13,000 connections on LinkedIn. I believe it didn't just like start from day one and climb up to 13,000.
Absolutely.
What is your secret?
I think that um, I don't share a lot of content on LinkedIn as I do on other social media platforms, but I have an incredible community. My community is a lot around business experts and consultants and trainers and all of that. And if you look at the way consultants behave, they love to exchange a lot of perspective. So when somebody share an idea about maybe, um, for example, the acquisition of this Nigerian startup by Stripes, right, sparked a lot of conversations around investment in Africa into tech startup, and that was a big break. an African startup getting investment of acquisition of over $200 million. That was a big chat. So when you got many consultants were talking about that. So instead of me creating a new, reinventing the wheel, I just bypass that. Okay, I go share and I start doing the conversations under the comment section. I share my perspective. Okay, this is how I see it. This is how they see it. Then that is how you see people start seeing your perspective. They like how you bring your perspective. You like others' perspective. That's how you exchange, and it goes. Because one thing about LinkedIn you understand is that people love to get other people's perspective. And because that's how collaboration comes out, that is how new ideas are created, innovation is created, partnerships are bonded, and much more. And of course, that has taken me a couple of years. I think I joined LinkedIn for the first time in 2015 or 6 or 14, I think so. And that's what I've been doing so far.
Wow, awesome. Let's look at the comments. What the viewers are saying. Irene, thanks for joining us today. Colette Zium, thanks for joining us today. Colette says thumbs up. Thanks. Geraldine says that's great. Thanks for the comment. Godwin Agbo says great job, guys. Thanks as well. Randy, we can see you. Thanks for following. Collegium says staying in our comfort zone sometimes prevent us from rebranding. Yeah, just confirming with what Joybert mentioned earlier there. College says, Joybert, you are right. Knowing your audience is key. I agree with that 100%. Great job, guys, from Joshua, and we have someone from someone like Nivira from Twitch. How can people utilize LinkedIn in a very productive way? And is it possible for LinkedIn to be harmful? Wow, we have a question here. I think let's allow our panelists to address this question from Nivira.
Okay, so I think anything can be harmful. That's a very political answer, definitely. But LinkedIn, end of the day, it is social media, and social media does have its own gut. And sometimes, if you feed it too much or not properly, it can just keep going and going and going. And if you
Yeah.
get sucked into it for the wrong purposes, then yes, it is very harmful. If you get sucked into it at some point only for the likes, only for the recognition, and you
Mm-hmm.
forget the whole purpose why you came to LinkedIn, the
Yeah.
purpose, and then you're only there, it's just another social media platform where you're
Mm-hmm.
just interacting and getting likes. You're not making any difference anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I think, definitely.
I totally agree. Just to add, I always say that if you join LinkedIn and you have low self-esteem and low self-confidence, it will be harmful to you. Why? Because you feel very intimidated, and if you have this kind of a mindset where you compare a lot, it will not be good for your mental health. I think so, because you will see everything from a different perspective, from maybe a jealous perspective or egoistic perspective. But if you join the LinkedIn with, you understand that as a professional, I have my value to bring to the table. As a professional, you have your value to bring to the table. And that's how when we bring our ideas together, the business community is created and success is created. So if you ignore some of these things and you're there for the likes and the comments and you're comparing with somebody who has been there for 10 years and
Yep.
is creating
Yep.
content every day and you're creating content once a week, you always be doing the wrong things. So first of all, it's good to join LinkedIn with very clear objectives, especially career objectives, and make sure that you're committed to. That's why it's good to have a plan. People have social media plans where they understand, okay, I post once a week or twice a week or whatever time that they have. It helps them to stay in check and do the right things at the right time.
I was just about to ask Joybert, earlier. But I follow him also on Facebook, but I see he's so active on Facebook more than LinkedIn. So I was supposed to ask him today, like, why are you so active on Facebook more than LinkedIn? And I think you gave the answer already.
Yeah.
You understand your audience. Even though LinkedIn is important right now, most of your audience are on Facebook. Even though you know they harm like the other side of Facebook, but you try to use Facebook in a way
Yeah.
that it won't affect your personality and what you're all about. So I think
Absolutely.
Definitely.
it can relate to what Nivira like is trying to know.
Hmm.
Like, of course, you can use every platform for in a good way and in a bad way. We have a
Mhm.
question for another question from Geraldine.
I had one more thing to add for the
Okay,
what
okay, okay.
Nivira said. Another thing about the internet, you're always going to have trolls. People who try to push your buttons just to
Yeah.
push your buttons, and you need to know when to answer to something and when not
Yeah.
to. If you
Yeah.
keep entertaining the trolls, like people who just want to instigate you, you're gonna go down that path where you're just
Mhm.
replying to them again and again and again, and you're gonna waste your energy instead of
Yeah.
doing something useful for yourself and the community online, and you're just going to end up interacting with trolls all the time. Uh,
Absolutely.
and that's not very
Absolutely,
professional, in my
absolutely.
opinion,
Yeah,
either.
Mhm.
absolutely. We have another question to you guys from Geraldine Ambe. She says, one last question. Can I use LinkedIn for my online side income while doing my full job? Who want to go first?
Catherine, go ahead.
I think I need more context. I'm trying to
Yeah.
understand if she means that work through LinkedIn. I think there definitely needs to be more context there.
Yeah. I think she's talking about having a side business. But the question is what kind of side business? Because I don't think that
Yeah.
LinkedIn can accept any kind of side business. Like for
Mm,
example, um, I don't always think that doing network marketing on LinkedIn is good
mm,
because the way people look at things on LinkedIn is totally different, except
mm.
you're able to look at their profile and understand their objectives and what they look at. But just inboxing people that, oh, this is what I do, can you join this? I don't think it's really professional. So look at
Yes.
what you're doing and look at it's easy to sell technology on LinkedIn. It's easy to sell corporate consulting services on LinkedIn, but it's not easy to sell network marketing on LinkedIn. Because if you look at
No.
technology and corporate consulting and look at the community, that's what they look at. It's very important to their processes, to their businesses, to their company advancement. So they will love to listen to things like that.
So
Yeah,
to
I agree.
answer the follow up, it is detrimental to your career.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Joybert is really, I'm into network marketing, so it's really I don't talk about network marketing on LinkedIn because I instead I try to like it's all about the branding, how you brand yourself.
Mhm.
So like when you look at all these industries, every like it all comes to the basics: business development, how to grow your business, how to manage your finances, how to do sales effectively, how to connect with people. So it's more of how can you like based on what you do, how can you use that like that part of you, that part of you, that skill to impact someone in other industry. So it doesn't mean that if say you are an IT specialist, you cannot impact someone in the agricultural business. So
Mhm.
like how can you attract someone in that industry or someone to kind of like come to you first based on maybe your skill set, how they can like maybe you're a consultant and they might come to you and realize that you are even doing more and
Yeah.
from there you can sell the other part of your business to them.
Mm.
But as Joybert says, yeah, of course, it's difficult to tell someone like I have a business. Please, can you come and join me in your business? Oh, it doesn't work like that on LinkedIn. No one will
Mm.
look at you, and I think the question is really that response is really good for those who are doing network marketing. I know most viewers who listen to me now in this pandemic have at one point been involved in this network marketing business, and maybe they are thinking, okay, can I come on LinkedIn and advertise the business there? So, Jabba, thanks for sharing that with us. Let's go to the comment. Geraldine Ambe says, how detrimental can that be on my career? Well, I think she's asking like if say about like I think Geraldine is asking like if say he has a full time job can this conflict, let's say, I don't know if the job is on LinkedIn or Geraldine, please, can you give us more information about actually what kind of job are you talking about? Is it kind of like a LinkedIn based job that you are working, maybe, I don't know, so maybe from there we can get enough information on how to respond to you, because your last comment, you say, how detrimental can that be on my career? So it's like you are asking how your side job might affect your career, maybe your workplace. So I don't know if, say, you guys have something to add to that.
Um, if it's a follow up to the previous comments,
Yeah,
if
I
you can
think
use
so.
yeah, so then in that case I think it is detrimental, because I think LinkedIn is also a personalized platform to personalize and connect with people in a very personal sense, to get to know them in a professional way but personally, and then see what knowledge and services you can exchange.
Yeah, totally agree.
like like Joybert said earlier, it's like kind of like a give and take, energy given and energy received sort of thing.
Hmm. Yeah.
We have another comment here from Christine Telgen Ajubese. She said, great tips and info. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for watching. Also from Rahel. And to me, LinkedIn is more of corporate media platform. Awesome. Nivira says, well said. Thank you. I have a lot of work to get done today. Good luck, and I wish you all success in the future. You guys are doing great, and this platform is amazing to have a wonderful space to openly converse. Where can everyone find everyone social? Maybe Catherine, you can send your, like, I don't know if you can send your or Joybert. I think Nivira want to connect with you guys on LinkedIn. You can,
Yes, feel free to add me on LinkedIn. You can find me by just typing Catherine and Maloney, and you'll find me on the Betong's page for sure.
okay. So
Absolutely.
you can find me on this page, on my page, but I think he's watching from Twitch. So it's watching from Twitch. Catherine, I'm trying to like just type it there. Maybe you can send it to me to the chat session, Catherine, so that I can send to everyone who want to connect with you as well. Same with you,
Uh,
Joybert.
Send it to you where?
There's a chat session there. If you say you cannot, you can just write
Ah,
it. Yeah, Joybert, if you can send it to me. I think maybe the viewers will want to connect with you as well at one
Yes,
point. Yeah.
on all social media platforms, Javnyuy Joybert. Simple.
Okay. So guys, the name. Look at the name. His name, Javnyuy Joybert. You can connect with him on all social media platforms just with that name. So you can start researching him now. Colette says, how about those who sell physical products? How can it be incorporated into LinkedIn? Questions are coming. How can you incorporate that, Catherine?
um, well, I think those things are a little complicated, but depends again on, like we spoke earlier, it depends again who your platform is, what your brand is, and how your connections are. Of course, if someone is very willing to participate, like you can have a conversation with them. So definitely, but you just need to find the right market and the right connections. And I think the worst thing we can do in LinkedIn is shoot arrows in the dark. So we need to find like a proper aim and shoot it. And I
Hmm.
think as long as you have a proper shot, anything is possible.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and one thing that really works on LinkedIn about selling physical products is understanding how to tell corporate stories of what you
Hmm.
do. There's a way that you can talk about your profession, and you're able to always fit in, well, your product on what you sell, or how to get people who you can export to their countries or import from their countries, and so on. That, I think that's why storytelling, or being able to embed sharing your corporate experience or professional experience, can be very important in selling what you have on LinkedIn.
Wow, we have, guys, more questions are coming. Teresa Bilela says, I think she means how to avoid a conflict of each other. Yeah, I think we already addressed that. Godwin
Yeah.
says, Godwin Agbo says, how can someone who is a consultant draw the line between
Oh,
personal and corporate branding on
good
LinkedIn?
question.
Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent question. Really good. All right. So I think with any platform, it's communication.
Mhm.
Um, Keeping things personalized and professional as a consultant is all up to you. End of the day. What do you think, Joybert?
Yeah, I totally agree. And it's that's why on LinkedIn, like any Facebook and some other platforms, you can create a business page and a personal page, and
Yeah.
it all depends on how you communicate on your business page and on your personal page. Like sometimes people face difficulties with this. You'll see them create content for their personal page. They'll copy the same content and just paste on their business
Yeah,
page.
yeah.
And when you communicate, as you said, it's all about communication. When you
Yeah.
communicate like that, people don't get to understand, is this you or is this your platform? And again,
Yes.
consultants cut across. There's a way a fashion consultant will communicate, and there's a way a corporate consultant will communicate. There's a way a social media consultant or a LinkedIn consultant will communicate. So, what kind of consultant is that? And what type of clients are you targeting? And there are some consulting jobs that you will get clients faster if you're communicating more on a personal level. And there are some that you
Mm.
only get clients if you're communicating more from a corporate structure platform that commands that credibility and competence in what you do.
To address the stuff you said about drawing the line, at least personally, I try to be very aware of what I'm posting. For example,
Mhm.
some posts I make is promoting where I work.
Absolutely.
Some of my posts made at my work page, and then
Mhm.
sometimes I add my own voice to it. Even if I'm like just sharing stuff from work, I will add my own voice to it and give my own opinion on it. And I think that's how you can draw the line. So it doesn't feel like corporate. It just feels like you being honest and professional on LinkedIn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow,
Absolutely.
that's awesome. Fonjo King says, well answered, Miss Catherine. Colette
Thank you.
says, thank Catherine and Joybert for the answer. Wow, we have had amazing interaction with the audience, and I think they have learned a lot. Guys, keep popping your questions. We have few minutes here before we go. But before we go, I think we have like a short break, to refresh our minds. When we come, we going to answer the last question, not like after the last question, but talk on this aspect on how Catherine, for you, how immigrants in Finland, especially in Tampere, can leverage their LinkedIn or leverage LinkedIn to connect with potential companies who might employ them, or maybe do business with companies.
Mm,
And Joybet, with
definitely.
you, like how the diaspora can utilize LinkedIn to export their talent, from like what they have acquired where they are to Africa, particularly where you have influence. So after the break, we talk about that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Welcome back, guys. On this program, building a personal brand and business on LinkedIn. So far we have been having amazing conversation with Catherine and Joybert, sharing their experiences here, getting started with LinkedIn, how they have connected with professionals, on LinkedIn, how it worked for them, and also what they think viewers or those who are facing similar challenges can go about, connecting with the right networks on LinkedIn. So before we went for the break, I asked Catherine, to share with us something about, like, let's see how immigrants here in Finland, not only immigrant but anyone in Finland, Tampere, I want to talk about Tampere, because it's where
Yeah.
where I come from, like my city. So how can LinkedIn really impact them? So, like, talk to them.
Okay. One thing I learned is like being an international person in Finland, especially in Tampere, you can't wait for things to happen to you. I remember that I put in 110%. I was active on LinkedIn. Every company I applied to, I connected with the HR managers, I connected with the company, I stayed aware of the company, I even mailed them some notes, and I was just constantly active with them. It wasn't that, okay, you rejected me, so now I'm not going to interact with the company anymore. I think that it's everything is a learning opportunity, and just because a place doesn't have a spot for you right now doesn't mean they never will. And it's good to like add people to your connections, learn from them, see how their recruiting goes, because the first place people post anything is on LinkedIn. And that has helped me a lot, and also helped me stay positive, motivated, just by being active and getting some positive feedback. So when you're active enough, you are going to get some positive feedback, and that is going to motivate you to even do better. And eventually, that's what helped me at least get a job.
Wow, wow, I love that. The reason why I had to allow you talk about this, there are a lot of people right now, because of this COVID-19, they don't have jobs, and they are trying to, like, look for ways to connect with maybe potential jobs online. And I think, applying your techniques can work for them. And Joybet, coming to you now. I think, well, like Africa, Cameroon in particular, like, it's a place where most people have this corporate mindset, and I see how, not I see, I've witnessed most of your events, how you try to impact your experience with them. So how do you think the diaspora can connect with not only businesses in Cameroon, but entrepreneurs? How do you think LinkedIn can connect these guys together based on your experience on LinkedIn?
Yeah, I think LinkedIn being a perfect platform where you can quickly, I think it's the only social media platform where people take time and are able to write out their profile or what they do or what they represent, especially professionally. And I think that anybody who wants to come back home to Africa in any country, you should leverage a lot on LinkedIn to see professionals who are still within Africa and are doing a lot of work that you can collaborate with or you can partner with and do a lot back home. Because anybody who is on LinkedIn is definitely looking for something. It could be an opportunity, it could be for collaboration, it could be for investment, it could be for expansion to other countries. That's why one of the best places to get collaborations that may yield faster to something valuable is on LinkedIn, because people on LinkedIn have a mission, they have a commitment towards being better and helping one another to succeed in whatever they do. And people in the diaspora should learn to move from Facebook and Instagram to LinkedIn to really get the professionals that are really on ground and doing a lot of work that they can collaborate and especially transfer of technical expertise and knowledge and experience that they can come together and do a lot.
Wow, thanks for sharing that. And guys, if so you're watching, If say you know me, I'm all about connecting people with people, business with businesses. And Joybert is, if say you want to go to Africa, Joybert is one of those guys you need to contact, you need to talk to, reach out to him, like do a market research through him, ask questions like what kind of product we sell, how to sell those products. I mean, we need to connect with people who are on the ground. Usually I hear people say I want to do a business in my country, but I don't know who to trust. These are guys that Joybert is here for you to help you out. It's not as if he's doing this for the first time. He has, I mean, years, over a decade of experience, doing this, traveling across Africa. And if say you want to go to other African countries, of course he has network. Having 13,000 over 13,000 followers on LinkedIn is not it's more than having 13,000 followers on Facebook. To me, I see it like that way. If I prefer to have 10,000 followers on LinkedIn than 10,000 on Facebook, because Facebook will not give me more what LinkedIn will give me. So what I'm trying to say is, guys, Joybert has the network to connect with you. And for those of you also who want to connect, you want to do marketing, you want to learn how to do marketing. This is Catherine, a specialist in marketing and also content creation. She can help you. Reach out to her on LinkedIn. Let's face it. So it's always difficult to create content online. The language to use, how to go about it. I think Catherine can really help you with that. And I've learned a lot from her ever since I met her. By first encounter with her, we have learned and we just bonded together just like that. And
Yeah,
that's the power of connecting with people.
Absolutely.
So, Catherine, what last word do you have before we go?
Thank you for everybody having the patience and listening to us. And thank you, Stanley, for having us on the show. This was a great opportunity. And Joybert, I learned a lot from you as well. And I already have connected with him.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, Joybert, your last word for today?
Thank you so much, Stanley, for organizing this. I think it's with the way the business world is changing and with the COVID-19 still in play, there's no better time than now to talk about how people can connect with the work from home still going on, especially in Europe and America and so on. It's very important. And to everybody who asks questions, thank you so much. Let's connect on LinkedIn and on Facebook as much as possible. And I believe in skills. Keep building skills, keep growing, and keep being that person that can bring value to the table anytime there's a conversation. I believe that changes a lot in anybody's life.
Wow, awesome. Guys, you are all amazing people. Those of you who join us today, your comment, I appreciate everything. Please do share this content to your network. You can never know who is out there who might benefit from your network. And sharing is part of connecting with people as well. You might not connect with someone instantly, but someone can come afterward, maybe 3 weeks, 2 months after going through your feed and see something like that might benefit them in what they are looking for. So I encourage all of you to share this content. And yeah, thanks you guys for coming, and let's call it a go for today. Bye bye to everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Everybody, oh, a show you need to know. The Betong is that show. Efficient marketing, your networking, motivation. Everybody, thank you all. The Betong is that show.
For how long are you going to sit and wait? For how long do you want to share your success stories? Someone out there is waiting for that opportunity. Are you looking for an environment to share your success stories? To share your business ideas? What are you waiting for? The Betong Show is here to answer all your worries. The Betong Show is just toward business innovation, networking, education, and motivation. It creates an environment for business persons like you to share your business ideas and your success stories. The Betong Show creates awareness for business opportunities. It enables you to do proper networking and gain exposure in whatever you do. It creates an online presence and motivate others to keep doing what they love. Do you want to be left out? Follow the Betong Show live every week on Wednesdays and learn new innovative ideas that will make your business grow. learn how to network properly, and what it takes to become a successful business person. The Betong Show is here to change lives. It's here to change mindset. Don't be left out.
If it's your marketing, your networking, motivation, everybody.